Hello, hello, hello. Notify live. Oh man, that's super nice. This was some epic work. I'm very impressed at how fast that was. Nice work, Sammy. If you're out there. If you're out there. All right. Today we continue with MMO network abstractions. I finally used enough reflection to where it just had to work. So, abstraction 1. Is that what my title is? Abstractions part 2. Oh, this is supposed to be an exclamation point, I guess. What's up, TLK? How you doing? Yep, we're this is the great cleanup beginning. I'm trying to get things a little bit more organized. I'm pretty happy with actually how it's turning out though. Because I made these like kind of tagged union things and they're actually not bad. I'm actually kind of impressed with myself a little bit. That's the wrong file. I think this works too. It does my exact same serialization, but it's way easier. Well, there's a lot of code I can remove now, I guess, which is kind of the point. How's school been going for you? Sorry, I'm just getting everything set up. MMO, CMD, run. Oh. We don't need all those. School has been fine, I guess. Oh, I had a lot of changes in here because I was trying to record something for a video. So you get a little preview there. Nope, not that one. I want to go here. Just fine. We've been learning. We've been having fun. Enjoying your time. Wait, 69. I'm so glad I notified when the stream began. I know. You did a great job with that. I'm impressed at how fast you hashed that out. And then you also said that this is the first time you've used Go, or the first few times you've used Go, which is also impressive. It's honestly really nice. Because before I would just post a link, and I think a lot of people just wouldn't see it until like afterwards or whatever. So this is a lot better for sure. Everyone gets in their inbox. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. Um I like the last change too where the original message is deleted. Yeah, I honestly I manually delete it. But I guess I could probably have Newtbot do that, huh? That's actually smart. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, people used to do that when they would try to like impersonate Newtbot, and they type some message out, then they delete their message so it looked like Newtbot said something mean. That was a meta back in the day, back a while ago. That was the play. Be like Newtbot hates Jomi or something like that, and then delete your message. Or like Rust sucks. A lot of mean comments. Newtbot's had to say, unfortunately. Oh, someone someone from last stream actually gave me a good suggestion that I wanted to read about, and I wasn't nope, not that. Sorry, I'm just getting there. So he's I don't know who this was in YouTube chat, but I guess you can use UDP in HTTP 3. So maybe like in the future we'll be able to use HTTP 3 WebSocket APIs, web transport. Here's a document for this. So I wanted to start off reading this a little bit because I just want to see if, because that'd be really nice actually. Honestly, because I think that like browser games could make a comeback. I think a lot of browser games were really popular because all you had to do was go to a website and you have to download anything and like trust anybody. So if you're able to do that, if you're able to do this, you could make like a pretty serious browser-based game. Because way back in the day, they'd install some plugin on your browser, which would let them open a UDP port. And that's how they would work. That's like how Unity worked and stuff like that, and Flash, I think, too. Currently, web application developers have two APIs for bidirectional communications with a remote server, WebSockets and RTC data channel. WebSockets are TCP based, thus having all the drawbacks of TCP that make it a poor fit for latency sensitive applications. Head of line blocking, that's the big one I was talking about last time. Lack of support for unreliable data transport. RTC data channel is based on SCTP, which does not have these drawbacks. However, it is designed and used to peer-to-peer contact. Yeah, this is WebRTC, I guess, which caused its use in client-server settings to be fairly low. Web Transport provides a client-server API that supports bidirectional transfer of both unreliable and reliable data. Oh, interesting. Using UDP-like datagrams and cancelable streams. Thanks, Matt. Have a good day at work. I hope the grind's not too bad today, but enjoy it if you can. Oh no, I remember the cursed Unity extension for Chrome. Yeah. It was one of those things like you try to play a Unity game and it'd be like, you have to install this thing to play. And it's like, oh great. Do I want to like install some third-party app on my browser and just hope it doesn't kill me? Working on TCP today? No, this was someone had opened a issue in the MMO project. He was saying that HTTP 3 you can use web transport, which uses UDP actually. I set my zoom level so you guys can read stuff better on here, but some of these websites really make it kind of challenging. Web transport is a web API that uses HTTP 3 protocol as bidirectional transport and is intended for two-way comms between a web client and an HTTP 3 server. It supports sending both unreliable data, Oh, so you can do both. I wonder if it's I wonder what the reliable abstraction looks like. Like, I wonder if they open a TCP and a UDP, or they add some reliability layer on top of UDP. Using multiple web transport streams is analogous to establishing multiple TCP connections, but since HTTP 3 uses lighter weight quick protocol under the hood, it can be opened and closed without much overhead. Well, that's kind of nice. When is this coming out? Oh, this is like very, very new. I guess Chrome supports it. Estimated milestones. Shipping in 97. Firefox worth prototyping. Safari, no signal. Uh-oh. Sorry, Jomi. I guess you use Firefox, don't you? On my wrist. I think Safari will always be no signal. Yeah. I'll just have a if Safari, do a pop-up that says download Firefox or Chrome. What's up, Mountain Shark? How you doing today? I'm doing good. And all of a sudden it's just gonna be there. Yeah. API does not use cookies, HTTP authentication, or socket pooling. Since UDP is often blocked by the network, developers have to assume the API would not work in the situations when it is implemented in the browser. Even in the situations when it is implemented in the browser. I don't think UDP is that blocked, but I don't know. I know that it's more blocked than TCP though. But I feel like it's very common for games, so. And most games just work for me, so I assume I'm not getting blocked anywhere in the line. It was pretty cool though. I'll have to look into this more. I don't think it's ready enough for, well, I'm probably not going to write my own library that uses it. So I kind of have to wait for someone else to write one. I don't have the, it's just another thing to write, you know, which isn't like not doable. It's just another thing to maintain. Sag, yep. Very, very sad. Sorry, guys. You get TCP for the near future. You mean like WASM bindings to UDP interface for who? For Go? Well, like, it's probably some JavaScript API. Let's see, hold on. Oh, I closed it. Uh, like it's probably gonna be a JavaScript API, but it's also like the server needs an implementation and the client needs an implementation of this like HTTP3 quick UDP like data stream thing. So that's the challenging part. The browser needs it, and then the server, I also need to have a library that can do this upgrade or whatever it is. So those are the two big challenges that I would see. What is this? Oh, code spaces. Yeah. Yeah, that's the hard part with that stuff. Because I couldn't just do it on the client and like expect it to open a UDP dialing, or I can't expect it to be like this UDP dialing thing, because it seems like it's something on top of UDP still, which is fine as long as you are unable to get rid of like the head of line blocking part. Kind of slow though to start up. Yeah, it would be a challenging thing to probably write myself. What's up, Conifer? Your your mom, I mean, hi. Unreal. You said it. You said it, not me. I don't think I need this anymore. Which means I don't think I need this anymore. I stopped myself. Wow, so kind of you. I don't need that anymore. Let's see if this runs. For some reason, the proxy's taking a lot longer to start up. Let me go here. What's up, Dracula? How you doing today? All right, right now we're just cutting out code that we don't need anymore. I tried looking into the backspace, not deleting an additional characters issue, but I did not even find a place we handle input, haha. Oh yeah. Yeah, like the reality of this code base is that it's very spread out right now. I'm trying to come up with a good way to organize it better because I have to balance like what I want to release as a library and what I want to release as a game. Specifically for that one, the solution is probably in GLFW. There's an event that comes back when you hold down the backspace key, or when you hold down any key rather, where the operating system will decide how fast it wants to send the signal. So it's like this repeated signal that gets sent back. It's a key action called repeated. And probably what we'll do is we'll probably like wait for that action to come back, and then if that's the action that comes back, it'll start deleting things. So there's probably a lot of stuff that needs to be added there for that, because it needs to work for WebGL. I don't know if the repeated action is handled right now for the WebGL layer. So that one might be like somewhat challenging, but it's definitely doable. It works when you hold down characters. Oh, it does? Oh, that's probably, well, let me see. Yeah, that would mean that no, in client, this stuff's really unorganized right now. That's my next goal, is to organize this stuff. Or no, actually I need to go here. App client. You basically go into like this text input mode. And if you're in text input mode, you start using this text input object. So the input is technically getting captured here. And then in here, you collect what got typed last. So typed probably handles the last chunk of things that gets typed, but it probably doesn't handle backspaces. And then I probably have like if backspace. So probably what I need to do, probably what needs to happen is, let me think here. We probably need a, like I have a just pressed for when things are, when things just got pressed last frame. We probably need one of these for repeated. I mean, we could probably just do this really quick if you wanted. Like so. And then we could probably do like, else if repeated. if that. Wait a second. Why does this only work for control backspace? I don't understand that. Oh, because last index starts off with this. Let's just, we'll just copy this whole thing. So then if the backspace gets pressed or it's repeated, I guarantee we have a bug. Oh. Else if... Oh, I messed this up, I think. That's this. Yeah, that one goes to that one. I misplaced this. Obviously, I should move this into a function, but... Okay, let's just be a little bit simpler. Okay. This should be the same if statement as this one. So either you're just pressed or you're just repeated. And then this should trigger once every time you, every time the repeated thing gets sent. There we go. Oops. That's actually not bad. There we go. Problem fixed. Yeah, that one would have taken a lot of context, I think. Yeah. But like, if you're curious how the layout of packages works, like if you want to make changes, I can kind of explain it really quickly. I didn't mean to like steal an issue that you wanted to work on or anything like that. I would just, I don't know. It seemed like one that we could do really quick, so. But basically how it works is I have a GLFW, and this is all inside of my username on GitHub. We have a GLFW package. We have a GL package. And these can go to WebAssembly. These can go to desktop. They both can do that. So these have different compilation backends. But then these have like one interface that gets used, and it looks something like OpenGL ES for the GL, and then it looks something like GLFW for GL. Then the wrapper for this is a library that's called Glitch. And this has all of like, this is supposed to be like a big rendering library basically in very like immediate mode, and it's somewhat shader based. And then on top of that, I have a library that I called Flow, and I have no idea why I called it that, but that is what it is called currently. And this one has like what I was originally planning to do with this was it was supposed to be like ECS components, because I also have this ECS library, right? Which is for basically like storing data. Flow was supposed to use that originally, so that Flow could have like these systems you would just bolt on and things would just work. Like drawing sprites would work as long as you had like transform components added to your entities and sprite components added to your entities. I started to realize that that's not a very good organization because it's not very reusable. So what I changed it to be, or what I'm in the process of changing it to be, is this is now going to be more like common game components that I use across games. So I have like a chunk map section, and I'm probably going to move a lot of this ECS dependency out of this. There might be some still for some ECS specific things, but For the most part, this will just be like game components. Like if I wrote pathfinding, I put it here. Some of the sprite rendering stuff I'll put here. But I'm gonna make it more like a method that just gets called on things. And then when you write a game, like for example, the MMO or other game, you're mostly gonna be interacting with this, and then you're gonna be interacting with glitch. And then if you have some very specific GL technology that you want to use that's not cross-compatible across WebAssembly, you might have to interact with these, but hopefully not. And then obviously you have to interact with the ECS a bunch, because that's how you store all your game components. So here you basically store all you set up all your components and your entities. You can call functions in Flow to do specific things in a reusable way. You can call glitch to do rendering things, or you can call Flow to do higher abstracted rendering things. But yeah, so this is kind of the tree of packages. So if you're interested in working on any of these, you're more than welcome to. I'm not super organized. Like no one's really done any contributions to any of my packages yet, except for Newtbot. So I haven't really spent any time organizing issues or anything like that. And I'm also like, I'm kind of in a weird state where I might be like somewhat picky about exactly what some APIs look like, just because I'm being very experimental right now. And a lot of things I want to change, but I haven't changed them. But yeah, I don't know if that explains it, but that's kind of the current state of all of my packages. And then I have a few other like weird packages that do random stuff, but you know, who doesn't, right? Who doesn't? Let's actually push this. I'm just gonna call it that, even though we fixed the issue in the input section as well. All right, serialization. So in here, I still use the old way of serializing, where I have like these custom type switches. So I want to switch that over to use the new type switch union thing now. I'm actually going to, because I think this is in a pretty safe state to just dump stuff. Because I made a commit just before this, so I think I can, instead of commenting this stuff out, I'm just going to delete it. Okay, so instead of having like this component type iota that I track, what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to have this union object that gets used. I don't know exactly how I'm going to inject it downwards though, because right now I define the union up here, and these are all of the things that could get serialized inside of this union and deserialized inside of this union. We can delete these too, or as well. But then when you go and deserialize this, I almost need to deserialize the stuff ahead of time. No, actually, I think it's okay. I think I just need to let me see, what is this? This makes a pointer. But it's very much like not changing, you know, it's like read only. So what I'm gonna do, I think, is I'm gonna make some like somewhat local global union thing, which encodes all of these. I don't think I can do that, can I? Unless I do like an init function. The problem, the problem that I'm having is I want to avoid doing stuff like this, where I have like this world update and I have to change it to another type so that I can encode it further. I want to just go through and like marshal things. I want it to just naturally work. So I could make this I could make that a union. Let's see here. Because like that's, well, like binary component's a terrible name for this, but that's what it is. It's a union, you know. But this has all of this stuff in here. Actually, I'm not too bin world update. Where does this get made? So when I do Marshall binary on world update, we make a new one. I think it's fine here. I'm trying to think. I don't want to define two unions. I want to define one union and then use that in multiple spots. To normal. Well, we want to get rid of this. We want to get rid of all of that stuff. Binary component. The binary series package I'm using doesn't support. Oh, that's right. Oh, I want to look for this. It does make it somewhat challenging to pull data out, though, doesn't it? This converts it to a binary component and then stores it. And then unmarshal should do the opposite. And that's why I have a to normal function, because this is kind of like the handler of it. That's kind of tricky, because I do need to type switch to pack it back into a world update object, you know? Hmm. We can delete this stuff. There's our union code down there. Let's see if we can get away with not using this binary world update. What we should be doing is we should be doing this in test. Go test -v. Let's see here. We can do this. Have you ever had your general cognitive ability evaluated? No, I haven't. Like a IQ test or something? Marshall binary. Oh, because I'm using oh, that's union.serialize. What I really want to test is I want to have the same test, but I want to have it called Marshall. You seem incredibly smart. Yeah, I don't know. I probably sound smart just because I programmed for a long time. But I appreciate that. No, I have not. I'm probably less smart than you think I am though, so I don't know. There's definitely a lot of people that are wait until you watch more streams. Yeah. I just know the buzzwords, let's be real. binary, SERDES, marshal, unmarshal, decode, encode. This is fine. This part's fine. What I'm gonna do though is I'm gonna copy pasta this. Just know this is stream 69. Oh, we have 2 player on screen that can walk around and type. Yep. That's the key. We're 69 streams in and this is all we got. Exactly. Slow and steady wins the race. Welcome AZ to the Discord. I don't know if you're here in the stream, but appreciate you joining. I think we're at 49 people right now, including Newbot. So we're about to hit that 50 Discord member mark. What's up, Herbie Rand? Welcome to the stream. Exactly. Ship it. Looks good to me. I just closed my eyes and I press deploy. Write another one, which is just going to be for like encoding tests. I really should put this in another file, but I'm kind of being a little bit lazy. Well, that might be 50 members. Let me count. 36 plus 10, 46. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's Newbot? I might have crashed a Newbot with my code changes. Wait, that adds up though, right? 46 plus 4. There we go. 50 people. Look at that. No, I want this one. Newt. 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 Nice, guys. Thanks for joining the Discord. I appreciate it. That's got a little bit of a milestone. Thanks, Herbie. I appreciate you liking the stream. Once we reach 100 reactions on notification, we might need to do some refactoring. Yeah. I like that was a really interesting idea you had to do it that way though. I would have never thought of that, and it really made me think like, oh, that would be kind of cool if like you just use Discord as some database. Like you make some private Discord channel and you just use it as a database, like messages and reactions and stuff like that. That'd be ridiculous. That's a ridiculous concept, but that'd be super funny. Because that's kind of like what you're using it as. Like you literally just have like a database. Yeah, I like it. It's super cool. I know. I have this like great tension in my life, which is I want to do something really stupid, but I also like want to make progress, you know? And if I make a Discord-based database, it's probably not going to be very good, but it would be really cool. And it'd probably be a good video as well. So I'm a little bit torn. I'm torn in life. Yep. It's a painful life we live. Let me go check on Newbot. Why is he sleeping? I don't know. I restarted him. There's some nil pointer dereference in my code. Well. Oh well. I have so much love and respect for Unit of Time, highly credentialed academic and esteemed developer. Thank you. I don't know how academically credentialed I am, but I appreciate it. Oh, welcome Herb the guy to the Discord. 51. Look at that. I guess excluding me now, we're at 50. That's perfect. Oh, new bot crashed again. I'll have to fix that. I'll fix it later. Okay. What was I doing? Oh yeah. I have it running on a server. I was running it locally very, very initially, but then I would forget to, I'd have to restart my computer or something, and I'd forget to restart it. And it was kind of annoying to have a terminal up all the time. So I just have like I have a Google Cloud micro instance. Your content puts a massive smile on my face. Appreciate it, buddy. I'm glad you like it. I'm hoping to make more. I'm working on my next video, but it's sometimes slow, but we'll get there. We're getting there eventually. We're doing coder.marshall. Coder.unmarshall. I really get confused when it's like unmarshall and then it's deserialize, you know? Uh-oh. That's not supposed to be a capital E, that's supposed to be a lowercase e. I'm actually gonna do this. Oh wait, I can't do that, can I? Whatever. You guys get to watch me type. Nope, that's the wrong word. This is harder than I thought it was gonna be. Remembering to type Marshall versus unmarshall. Your test seems a good candidate for table-driven tests. Yeah, yeah. If I was smarter, I would have done that. I just, you know. I need to recomment these back in just to get this tested. That looks right to me. You're definitely right, Sebastian. Don't follow me as an example. I tried to unmarshal to a struct that had members that didn't have a capitalized name. How was I supposed to know that it would not work? Oh yeah, that's actually something I'm a little bit torn on in the Go language. I think it's an interesting idea to make capitalization determine if you're public or private, but I've run into too many situations where I've had conflicting names or I've forgotten to make something public, and then my tendency now is to make everything public, which is not good. So I kind of, yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I think it was a good decision at this point, but there's not a really good way. You end up unmarshalling it, and it just doesn't get stored, and you're like, why didn't that happen? And eventually you start to realize, oh, I have to make everything public if I ever want to serialize this thing automatically. Because the reflex system relies on that fact when it serializes and deserializes things. It's like if you look at a lot of the stuff I'll write, it's just public. No, don't make everything public. That is very bad. Poor practice. I know. Sometimes I'll be like, oh, this should be private. I try to make things private if they should be, but I sometimes forget. I sometimes make things public just because of that issue. Count Doru. Testing in prod, I see. Yes, I am. You just initialize them with their identity and nothing broke. Took a while to figure out, not gonna lie. Yeah. Yeah, it's a little bit of a quirk of Go, I guess. It's not terrible though, but it would make the structs more complicated looking if you did have like a public and like a private section. It also forces you to be in some order, which might not be efficient in terms of like packing things. That's one reason. Or you do like pub. Everything's private by default, or you do like pub like this. I think that's what Rust does. I think if it was me, I don't know, I'm torn. Because I do like the fact that when it's capital, you can very easily know, like, oh, I want to get like dat. I know it's called value, but it's going to be capital value if I want to pull it out, right? So, yeah, that's how it is. Welcome, Doru. How's it going? I see you saw that I was testing in broad. Don't judge me. It just is how it is. Let's see here. Okay, that works. And we're using our Marshall function now. But then the Marshall function goes in, does this unionization. I need a new union though. I think it needs to be internal. And I think I need to override these still. I don't think I can get away from overriding the Marshall binary and Marshall unbinary functions. I think I just have to do that. I don't think that that's a terrible, I don't think it's terrible. I think it's okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and do an init function. And then the init function is going to build our component union. Nope, not like that. Var. See, I made this private, and I didn't even have to think about that one. I think Unity has a mechanism where you can explicitly serialize your private fields. Oh yeah, that also would be nice to have. And I was kind of surprised Go didn't have that. But the reason Go doesn't have that, I'm pretty sure, is because Go serialization isn't some generated code. It's done dynamically with the reflection library, so or the reflection package rather. So Pascal case enjoyers can't enjoy this style for types. Yeah, I do mostly name my types like this publicly. That's the other really tough thing for me, is like I'm very reluctant to make an internal type called this. Even though component type is only needed by this package, it just looks so weird to me. I like really can't I don't know. I don't know how you guys feel about that. I really struggle with making my type names private. I like functions I can do a little bit better, but type names, it's just so hard. I think I did union. No, it's a union builder. Let's see here. I'll split it that way. We'll look here, certes.go. Yeah, now we just have to pass in all the different types that we want to be possible to serialize inside of our union. And we have, actually we can just go through this list right here. We have physics transform, physics input, we have the game body, We have the game speech component, and that's it. All right, that's all of those. We shouldn't need this anymore. This part I'm not so sure about though, because I do want to be able to turn it into an ECS component so I can store it inside of the ECS library, but it's somewhat challenging because when you deserialize it, you're going to get an interface, and then you have to type switch on that to cast it to its original type and then pack it as an interface. Unless I make yeah, We'll leave this uncommented because this needs to be replaced. I'm not exactly sure how to replace it. But now Marshall binary will be simplified. I'm just going to copy this and then comment it out, just so I have a reference point, and I can go trash this as much as I want. World data binary component. I shouldn't have to do that now. This should be able to be a I'm trying to think here. Because I mostly call serialize and deserialize on this stuff. New binary component. I could make this a byte slice now. Like this could be an array of, I wonder how that would, I guess it would serialize properly. I can make it an array of byte slices, which is kind of what it already is. Be right back, making some coffee. Ooh, I might need to go do that. That's why I'm slowing down, I think. Yeah, let me go make some coffee. I'll be right back. And yeah, I'll see you guys in a little bit. Unit here's coffee, has to get coffee. Are you working on stuff outside of streams? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. But I'm trying to narrow down. I feel like I've started a lot of projects and I need to like narrow down the ones that I want to focus on. So I'm trying to do that a little bit better. Or like maybe like monthly little sprints, monthly sprints of I want to work on this for the month type things. I might do that. That sounds familiar. Yeah. That's the crux of being a developer, I think. I don't like the fact that this is going to be stored as a byte slice, which just has a tag and a byte slice inside of it. I would much prefer to store it as a union, I think. But doesn't that have a... Like what I'm thinking I want to do is I think I want to do this. But this is like a component union, just as like a heads up. And then I call like make a union here or something. I don't know. New binary. C is world data ID. Oh, this is a list, right? Yeah. I guess this returns union error, something like this. C slice. This will be union. Let me append the C slice to the union. Now you have this union type though, where each one is like a component union basically. And then when this serializes, it'll serialize very naturally. Normal. So then on the unmarshal side, that's where I think it'll be more confusing. A lot of stuff can happen automatically. Then you have a list of the components you want to eventually associate into the final world update. But that means that these are now unions. Or let's copy this, just so I don't lose it. Okay. World data. Yeah, then we have the binary one. This is, wait, this is gonna be the final C slices. Yeah, we're looping over these. These are unions though. And I can do, I can get an interface to the original type out now, but I don't know how to get that type other than having, other than having a type switch. I was trying to think maybe I could have a like some function that does it. But I don't really want to have this like to normal is the one I'm talking about. I don't really want to have to do this every time, you know. Like ideally I should be able to pull that out. Oh no, I haven't. Oh dang, Warren joined too. They're flooding in. Also, welcome. Unit of Time is a fantastic developer. I appreciate it, buddy. Want to be just like them. That's a sentence I certainly reconsider. Yeah. Maybe you don't no, no you don't have to you don't have to reconsider that one. That's a good sentence, I think. Too much love, dude. It's overflowing. Thanks guys, I appreciate it. Yeah. Oh yeah, Conifer is well, you kind of knew. You know with him what you're going to get. For better or for worst. What a wonderful name. I like this emote name. Body blue raised arms. Let me see here. Can we please get a disclaimer on Discord that's pure love? Yeah, we should dissociate. I'm gonna make a role like mean people. I'm gonna call it mean people. I'm gonna put Conifer in there. Pure love notification. I'll throw him a heart just so people know. Let's see. I don't know. So this will work. I'm pretty sure that this is gonna work, but then unmarshal, I'm not 100% sure how to get the component out of it without having a type switch. This is where I need to add a this is where I need to add like a routing layer, like I was talking about last time. Like I need to be able to somehow tell this that here's how you handle these different things. Like here's how you handle these different types. And same with this. When I say this, I mean the message. Like I have 2 layers of abstraction, or 2 layers of enums, I guess. One of them's for different message types, and one of them's for different component types inside of one of those messages. And both of those need like a routing layer when data gets pulled out. You need to be able to say like, hey, when you get a world update message, do these things. When you get a login message, do these things. And then likewise, I think on the component side, it's like when you get a I don't know, when you get a physics.transform data type, do this thing with it. But I don't know how to do that in a dynamic way. That's type oh, actually I could do this maybe. I could actually do this, couldn't I? I could do oh wait, no, that won't work, will it? I was thinking I could have an interface that's like but the problem is when I do the unmarshal code, the result of I guess let's write it out what it'll look like. It'll be like union dot I don't know, unmake. I called the other one make, so I'm gonna call this unmake, I guess. Unmake oh wait, it's component union dot unmake union. Wait a second. Yeah, and that's gonna give me a that's basically gonna take the union type, which is this, and it's gonna deserialize that. That's kind of my idea right now. So then you're gonna get an any type back, which is gonna be like the and maybe like an error or something like that. So then I was thinking I could use, well, now like you basically need to do a type switch on this to get the underlying type of it. But I was hoping I could do that with generics, but I don't think you can actually. Hmm. Unless maybe. I do that. And then I do like val. Um, I'll call this any val. I'll do val equals any val. This should panic because this shouldn't fail. Because the union should say what type it is. Well, it's very unsafe to do this. This should return an error. Any serialization code can always obviously fail just because someone can send you a message that has some bogus data in it pretty easily. Uh, unknown. We'll do like mismatched types or something. We'll clean that up later, but that's not the important part. The important part is I do ECS, I do return ECS.c, this is gonna be nil, of val, because that's type asserted now, so I know it's gonna be the right type. And then nil. Then down here, man, these any interfaces just really plague my system. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get my coffee. 1 second. You guys can look at this beautiful picture that Dory made. Sorry, I haven't added the unsafe one yet. I got too busy with other stuff this morning. I wanted to though. I've downloaded it. I don't even think I didn't even change that one to be the newer one that Doru sent me. Like Doru sent me like an actual like nice resolution one. I haven't even added that yet. I'll add both of them though. We'll get a little slideshow going. I think that'll be pretty funny. Oh yeah, what I was thinking when I was getting coffee was that I could instead of storing this as an any, I could store this. Could I store this as an ECS component? No, because that's boxed. I can't do that. I was thinking I could store this as a interface, a different interface, and then just pull that out directly, but that's not going to work. I always feel, whenever I get stuck in situations like this, I always feel like I'm missing something. But these are very common, like I'm very commonly stuck in weird situations like this. It's not very fun, to be honest. To be frank. To be Franklin. So we can get any component. We have no easy way to turn it to component though. Other than passing some lambda in that does it for us. But the lambda that comes in has to, and we basically have to add like some router or something like that. You know what I mean? Like we have to be like component router. Or not router, I don't know. I don't really know how to phrase this. It needs to be some kind of thing that switches on types and does behaviors based off of those. I don't think there's a good way to do this dynamically other than like a for loop with if statements in it. I really just want to like I really want to cap off all of the reflect stuff that I do though. I really just want this to be like very easy. I don't know. I guess based off the union, you can say you can associate a lambda with a with like the enum integer. Would that help me though? It sucks because I literally want to do the exact same thing for all of these. And that's the part that's frustrating. I guess these do unmarshal, but I just need to do this technically. But I can't do it on the thing that gets returned by here because that's going to be the wrong type. Unless generic, yeah, I don't think generics use the underlying type. I think they use whatever type got passed in. We'll have to do that. And then we just append it. And then after that, everything should work the same way. This function though, I'm not sure how to do that. I wonder if I should rethink how my data is structured, because right now that I feel like this is hard because I have this type that has more things inside of it. And I wonder if I can rethink how the data is laid out such that it's easier. What would I do? Hmm. It's easy to push stuff in. It's hard to pull stuff out. But I have the tag. I have a tag on these things now, which tells me what everything is. So I need to be able to like smartly use that, you know? Serialize, deserialize. We return the value. Let's look at how this is gonna work. Because I have to do a similar sort of thing, and I wonder if it'll like joggle my memory a little bit. If I look at how it's gonna work for networking. So for example, we have this interpret different messages section where we read some data. We don't know what it is yet though. So we have to do a type assert on it. And ultimately this data comes from this deserialization code. So it's coming straight out of the union. I also want to look at, I need a new tab. I also want to look at HTTP Golang package, like router, I don't know. Router. I want the package, I don't want a blog post. Let's look at HTTP. Where is my overview? There he is. Here he is. Yeah, so you add like a handler function. The hard part is though, so instead of adding it on a string like this, I was thinking I would add it on a type. So you would do something like, obviously I'm not gonna, like this isn't gonna go here, but it would be like you do like I don't know, handler.add, and then you'd be like ecs.world or certes update, and then you'd say like func the function would need to have the world update. I'm basically adding a way for, wait a second. I'm like trying to add a way to type switch, but with a lambda function. This would need the update. Oh wait, this is supposed to be world. I think that's all I would need. Maybe I can return an error. I don't know. And then everything else is a closure. So now you have this handler function. Every time you receive a world update, you can do some logic. And in my case, most of my logic is like cleaning up the data and then sitting it on the network channel. The thing is, though, I don't know how they dynamically do this. Let's look at the code. Let's go steal some code, I say. Default serve mux. It probably does some string matching, right? It's got to. Nice stream number. Somehow you implement gRPC right now. It's funny because I made a even admitted to it. FBI open up. Thanks, Dracula. Yeah. This is a lucky stream 69. It's funny because I one time I did need to do something like RPC, and I was like, I just like slowly I slowly like devolved to where I was doing actually I might have already done this. I like very slowly revolved like ended up writing like an RPC thing that was on top of HTTP. I might actually have this already. I might not even need to steal code. Where did I put this? Oh, RPC. Look at this. How long did it take you to become such a powerful developer? I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not. But you basically specify 25 years experience in Go, 90 years writing shit code in Java. Yeah. Stream number denotes the years units been developing as MMO. That's very, yep, exactly. Since before I was born, I've been working on this project. And I'll be working on it since long after I die. I'm being serious. Oh, I appreciate that. I've been programming for, I think I learned programming when I was in high school, like maybe I was like a junior, which is 16, 17 age, and I'm 30 now, so that's like 15 years I've been coding. But I was very interested in it. And then in college, I should have done computer science, but I ended up doing electrical engineering. God, how I want to use that info. What info? Can I do something like this? I hope I turn into you once I become 30. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm a terrible programmer. I'm definitely not, there's definitely people that are better than me at coding though, that's for sure. There's always room to grow, I think, so. Currently 19, oh, that's a good starting point. You'll go through the whole process that I went through probably. My journey was like, I wanted to make video games, so I went to the library, got a book, and learned how to code in C++ to make games, basically. And then I ended up buying a book off Amazon because the one that I was following from the library like had bugs in their rendering library or something, so I couldn't get it to render anything. So I learned some C++ that way, and then I did some C# with the X and A library, and I got some stuff like some little prototype games that I built for like my Xbox growing up. Then I did a bunch of Unity things, and was in college for a lot of that too. Then what did I do? Oh, then I did some JavaScript stuff. I tried to make a JavaScript game, and That didn't do so well. I made a few games. I put them on Congregate. Those didn't do very well. They were pretty bad games, to be honest. But you know, it was fun. I learned a lot, so that was good. And what else did I do? Yeah, then I started like in that time frame. I was kind of like working more, or then I started getting a job. I grew as a developer a lot once I got a job. Like once you have a job, you have a lot of people telling you that the way you're doing stuff is wrong. So like you get to learn based off of like their critiques and things like that, which is really useful when you're starting out. So I highly recommend getting a job. Getting a job and finding people that that give you good feedback. Because and like don't you want to get people that give you feedback, but you don't want to just blindly trust their feedback. Because like people in the software community are very biased towards their way of thinking, myself included. Don't we all make bad games? Yeah, pretty much. The fact that Java was more appealing to you than that one girl who probably gave you subtle hints. Yeah, she was like, "Hey, you want to go watch a movie?" And I was like, "No, I'm coding Java right now." She was like, "What's Java?" And I was like, "Oh boy." Library? What's that? We definitely all make bad games. I found some physical notebooks that I filled with action script that had date 2007 on it. I was 9 at the time. Nice. I love that. I love looking through those old notebooks and seeing all the terrible designs I had. Bias, sorry, I will call you out for shit code. It's what I do every time unit codes. Yep, pretty much. Hey, it's I'm getting better at it though. We're improving. And it's a journey. It's not about the destination, you know. You'll be surprised at what you can learn over multiple years if you stick with something. But working in it for 2 years now. What ActionScript? I've actually never. I don't think I've ever done ActionScript. I know it was really big though. Oh, IT. Sorry. Oh, I see. Gotcha. You typed it perfectly. I just didn't see the IT as being something different. As you see, I work as a shit poster, and day by day I get better at it. Yeah. He's really honing his craft, guys. Well, so I don't need to specify this, right? Because this is going to come from the... We can do a generic function like that. So we'll have some like add function. We can't make it this though. It can't be like, if we're gonna make it generic, we have to just do like handle. I don't know though how this is going to how does it know which one it received? That's what I don't get. Or this is just for adding a... Yeah, this doesn't do the multiplexing part. This just adds something, some assumption. Oh, you're using this data type. It actually doesn't do any like multiplexing, and that's not gonna be the hard part, I think. Be proud of me, unit daddy. Unit of daddy. Oh boy. Oh, I am proud, son. I am proud. Don't you worry about that. Uh, The multiplexing part is the part I need to solve. So they clean the path. They use the path to multiplex, I guess, huh? Let's just see. Let's just try to code one and see what it looks like and see if it works. Um, so when I do my component union, the problem is how I use the union right now. I guess I could do reflection to get the type and then call a handler based off of that, right? That actually probably works. So I probably just need to do this. I'm trying to think. Hold on, sorry. But the function has to be the same for each one. I don't know if I can make it the same. I feel like the only way to do this is have something like this. I genuinely can't think of a replacement for this. Like, it's technically not this exactly. It's more like, well, we'll comment this out and we'll just copy it. I'm just gonna write it to normal. Binary.unmarshal. I technically have the union here. Oh wait, that's Marshall. I technically have it unmarshaled here, which means I lose the data, but I have the type. I have the type correctly, but it's in an interface. It's wrapped in an interface. We just need to do this, but there's no way I can possibly get this. Well, this has to return component. To component. This won't work though because anyval is going to be an interface here. I need something similar to that though. And then we need to have a type switch. Or what is it? Case physics.transform. physics input game.body. This is what I should have done at the start. I should have typed out what it'll look like and then tried to figure out a way to dynamically create this object. The sad part is all I need to do is do this for every single one. It doesn't need to return an error anymore. Well, actually it might. Yeah. Unknown message type B. What does B come from? Well, that's the we'll do that. How about that? I can delete these. I just don't know how to dynamically create this. I can have a, what I was thinking was I was gonna have a map. And then based off of the type of, actually that does work, doesn't it? If I make a map, if I make a map of these, basically, because this has a consistent, this will have a consistent interface. I don't know though. I don't know exactly how this is gonna be like added in. It also sucks now because now I have to do this like, I have to like add them here. And I also have to add this like router layer thing to handle each one. And that needs to be used here. I don't think it should be a part of the component union though. But it'll be very similar to this, where we have a map of this, but it's going to point to a function that converts it to a component. I'm gonna make a new type up here. I don't know I don't really know what to call it. Type router. The funny thing is though, is that like the function that actually gets executed is kind of specific. So I think this is an option for sure, and it'll look something like this. Any ECS.c component error. And then each of these is going to handle a specific different type. And I can create the specific different type this way, because this is going to implement that. So then when you make this, you'll be like, you could just do like add, and then it's going to take that reflect type, or the one you add it with, it's going to add it in with the type that you're using, create this function, append it to the map, and then associate it with that type. And then when you pull, then when we're in here, or to component this function, which can now be a little bit further down probably, all you really have to do is you have to be like, I don't know what the piece of data is going to be called, but handlers, what is it? What did I call it? Handlers? Or C router dot handlers. Any val. And I just do this. And then that's going to return two things. Oops. Now we don't need a type switch. But obviously this needs to be like, okay, okay. If not okay, we'll return this thing. That's what that would look like. I think that's reasonable. I do want to think a little bit more though about how my data gets like put together. Let's go to the SerDes file. We have a world update. World update's a good example because it's kind of complicated. We have this world update, which is fairly complicated. And then how it works though is I basically like in the game, I use this world update and I like pull it out of the network and push it into the network and it works. And like I do stuff with it that way. What I was thinking of is if I made it a little bit harder to, or I make it more like automatically serialized when I add stuff to it. See you, Kenta. See you, Conifer. Have a good one. See you later, alligator. Hope you have a good haircut. Can't wait to see the results and make fun of you for it. It better be a mohawk, says Jomi. That'd be sick. You could be Mohawk Man. How cool would that be? The nice thing about world updates being laid out like this is they're very easy to operate with in the game. The kind of downside is they're somewhat hard to serialize though. But I could, like right now I'm injecting it in like this, in an init function. I could make this some external thing that says like, here's how you serialize components inside of your world update. The challenging part though is that I think it would be nice to make this into a more like library type thing. I just don't know exactly how to build that API. This I think I could, I think I could just put the component union into some other, thing. And then this could be generic. This component router thing could be generic. It doesn't necessarily have to be on components. And all it does is associate some generic lambda in a map, basically, and then calls that function. That seems pretty reasonable to me. Hmm. I don't really know what my alternative is to this though. But I don't like the fact that I have this binary world update that it gets serialized to, you know? Like, I don't like that I have to override this binary, Marshall binary thing at all. But the only alternative to that is if I make my world update, like I expose the union object to this. But what that means is that now I need to, maybe that's actually the right thing to do. Huh. What would that look like? Let's just mock what that would look like really quick. So you have like this new world update. This is going to be a union though. And then you're going to have your union builder external. And then when you want to pull world data out, you have a bunch of data associated with the world data, but you're going to have to use like a routing layer on that anyways. So that's where you'd have, so now you don't have to worry about this custom Marshall stuff because everything inside of here is Marshallable, except for ECS ID technically, but we can fix that probably pretty easily. This is actually interesting. How do I make world data though? I would have to serialize this separately and then pass them in. Morning, JJ. Welcome to the stream. How you doing today? So instead of making it like this, all is well for me. Hope all is well for you as well. This would kind of pack the serialized version of these components into it rather than passing them in that way. So then on the send side, what it'll look like is instead of doing append comp list, or when I'm building this component list, which is just this, instead of being that, it's just a list of unions, and all I have to do is hold on. All I have to do is be like certes.union union builder dot like make or whatever I call it to do that. And now I have this nice union object. And this is just a list of unions, and then I can pack it in that way. Then when I pull it out though, I'll use a routing layer for everything. So I'll have, where is it? World update. I'll pull the, yeah, so this will be its own Lambda function, right? This is like a handler function. Oops. Oh gosh, what did I do? This is going to be its own handler function that handles world update messages. So in that handler function, you'll handle world update messages. And then inside of that, now you have these unions that you need to handle for as well. And I think that those will have, that's where you'll use the router layer thing as well too. So inside of your router layer, you'll have another router layer, which is for handling the different component types. The awkward part is that doable? I guess if I'm able to get the routing layer to spit out this type, than it should be, but I don't have a routing layer that does that yet. Mine spits out a yeah, that's kind of annoying. I could type assert it, I guess. But that's super annoying as well. Like I get up my routing layer, just pass in any type in. The problem structurally is just that structurally the problem is this. Is I can't have my Lambda function take like a world update. Like it's got to take a union. This part I can mock out. It's got to take something. It's got to unwrap it somehow, you know? And that's the annoying part. I guess it's okay to have I don't know. The problem is once you unwrap this, right, you're gonna have to do a type assertion anyways. So I may as well just be like, I may as well just pass any in and just force you to type assert, you know? So I guess in that sense, it's not so bad. So then when you write your handler function, it'll be something like, well, at the top of it, if you just imagine this being it, it'll be t equals, well, t is the value, but you'll have to do this. Kind of like we did here. I guess this could return, I could make a generic one of these maybe. But this is doing the same exact thing as type assertion, except it's bubbling up an error. Right, like I could do that, but that's just the same exact thing as this, isn't it? But could I do that implicitly? I don't know. I do like this line of thinking though. I might have to think about that more. Be careful with serialization. I just saw a John Hammond CTF video on serialization issue in Java that caused remote code execution. Oh yeah. Yeah, I haven't seen that video yet, but I am being very careful. I'm being as careful as I possibly can. We got the notification system working? Yeah. Thanks to Sammy. Now you can set up a notification every time I can do like little announcements, little subgroup announcements. It's perfect. Um, um, uh, hmm. I guess functionally these are very similar. This is more performant though. And it lets you use the little routing layer thing on top of it. Because you know that, well, you don't have to use a type switch, I guess. You can use the union to detect which type it is. No, I guess you do technically do a type switch. It's just in a map, huh? So it doesn't really matter. But when it's a boxed component, it's a little bit harder, I guess. All right, let's undo all of this. I think this is probably the way to go, though. Then I don't have to override the Marshall thing. I just use the default Marshall. Code. So every time you want to do an interface, you just make it a union. That's probably the way to go. This might be a little bit of a sludge. Because we'll have to port this. We probably shouldn't be using it like this at this level. We should be using it at the union level now. The problem is this is good for wait, when I do an ECS.c, ECS component. So now I'll be creating the union externally. Which isn't so bad. So you'll serialize all your components externally and then push them into this world data thing. Which isn't so bad, I guess. We won't need this anymore. We actually won't need any of this because this stuff will kind of be pushed. It'll be pushed a little bit onto the user, but that's okay because they already have to deal with it because they're already going to get an any type out, or they're going to get a union type out for their components now rather than the actual component or the actual boxed component. So they can't push it anymore, but what they can do is instead of doing wait, where is it? Component list 0. Instead of doing something like this, like they can literally just type assert on the component list and be like, I want the input one, and get that. That's some bad. This is bad. I can't believe I did this. Oh well. We'll fix it here. I think I kind of have a high level plan. This is going to be a big change though. I'm trying to think of a way I can mitigate all of the impact here. Let me go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. All right. I think we're just not going to minimize impact at all. We're just going to code it. And once it fails miserably, I'll just have to work through that. But I think we are going to go this way. Interesting code. Looks okay. Thanks. Appreciate it. Wrote it myself. Sorry, I'm snacking on a granola bar. I gotta get my energy up for the next one. Oh, you're talking about Sammy's code. Oh, my bad. Sorry. Don't mind me. I'm just here. Yeah, your good isn't as good. Thanks, Jomi. I love when you make typos because it means I can belittle you a little bit. Your good isn't as good. Damn autocorrect. Yep. I win this round, buddy. All right, my energy is at peak level right now. Better. Dang, now I feel bad. Better bully the non-native speakers. Jeez. I do feel bad now. You know what? I'm never gonna make fun of you guys again. I'm just gonna say really sarcastic encouragements. Man, Jomi, your use of unsafe is beautiful. Really backhanded compliments. That's gonna be my new mode of communication. Man, the way you solve every problem using unsafe is just amazing. I never would have come up with such a solution. A tree fell on my old house in Ohio and more or less totaled it. Dang. I much prefer it to keeping state. This way that you just message as transient storage. I like that too. I think it's kind of cool. Oh, stop it, you. I know. Jomi's definitely blushing. Depression today. I'm sorry, JJ. Hope you have a good day. The thing is about this next change is that we have to break our entire interface to this package. Yes, I'm blushing. I know, you're always blushing while writing some unsafe code. I can picture it now. So before the idea was I would plot any. I guess I could keep it this way. Right? The only thing I need to change is for this one. I need to make it a union type instead of an ECS component type. But everything else will be the same. And then I can add a routing layer later. That actually makes sense. I hate to say it, guys, but I'm making a lot of sense right now. I hate to say it. But I'm making a lot of sense. Two component C router.handlers. Well, so we don't need to worry about this as much anymore, because these should all be, this should be like the new thing people use. We still do need a binary world update type just because of this. The ECS IDs don't get properly don't get properly serialized. Let's go ahead and just break this, and then we'll fix all the issues. I don't think that's a very difficult bug to fix either. Chat is 20% discussing union, 80% talking about other code being shown on stream. Yeah. My code's too bad for people to pay attention, I think. And by discussing me, you really mean making fun of me. W.delete. Oh wait, bin world update. Oh, I can't use it as a map key. That's what it was. So now our world data is already correct. W.world data. Oh, wait a second. We don't need to do this at all then, because these are the exact same types now. Man, dude. I have nested comments now. This is getting rough. Comp. Marshall world update message. Oh. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and delete this. I'm going to delete this. Delete that. Do I want to delete those or I just want to comment them out? I'm going to comment them out. I don't know when I would ever use these, but whatever. Laptop for Marshall. My original plan was I would have like multiple serialization types, but I don't really want to deal with that, to be honest. I've already collected I already have enough commits where I could do a little analysis on it for older things, but I haven't kept them up to date, so. Val declared but not used. Oh. Return. Okay. Now this is wrong, right? Because we have to use U132. Can I use? Oh, because this is now These components now need to be like turned into slices of unions. Also, this one needs to be uint32, which is fine. Okay. Now when we make these now. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna do this. This will be a union. SerDes, binary. Well, I need a component union builder now. Oh, this is encoder defined. I guess it's in here, isn't it? Component union. So it's better when this stuff's defined by the game rather than being defined inside the serialization library. And that's kind of the place I'm trying to get towards. So now, instead of this, or let's just copy this whole block. We don't want to do that. We want to do no, we don't want to make a we don't want to make a we don't want to make a byte slice. We want to make a union. So that's a different function that we need to now add for our union builder. So that's why I was using like make and unmake. I could do new. I'm gonna call it make. Make, and this is gonna return a union. Head off to my brother. Enjoy the stream. Thanks, man. Thanks for stopping in, and then thanks for the pull request as well. I appreciate it. Hope you have a good time with your brother, and a good rest of your day. Union. This is the same exact code here. Yeah, see you, Sammy. This basically makes the union. This unmakes the union. Wait a second. Oh, we need to unmarshal it into a union. Now we have a union, and then we do this. Unmake union. Cool. Those should work perfectly. This can error though. Error. Return nil error. Okay. Now we should be able to do we'll call it a C union. Just because, just for brevity's sake. And the only place we need to pass it in is here. These are now union. Union. And we'll just do C union dot make And that's already got a parentheses, C union dot make. This will make the union for us, and then this can be once this world update gets serialized, it'll just naturally get serialized perfectly. I think I can copy paste this to the other one, which is up here. Oh, this doesn't have a, I guess I need to make a C union out here, don't I? Okay. Return, I'm just gonna return a blank union. Because I don't want to return a pointer. Union, nil, undefined error. We don't have to check the error here. We can just return it because we don't do anything else. The pathfinding visualization I made for debugging is quite satisfying. Oh, I didn't even see it. This one? Oh, nice. That actually looks pretty good. Do you have it animated? I remember you had some animated ones before. C union. Oh, that needs to be that. Undefined gain. Oh, this can error though, can't it? I wonder. Hmm. Would it be bad to do a panic here? Probably. Because that would mean you have some weird type getting passed in. I'd rather have a error, I think. That means this is going to be very painful. Can't send the video in Discord because I have no space for screen recording. But I can film my screen. I have trouble keeping up with the units code. I don't think anybody's really keeping up with it, except for me. It's too hard to, it's hard to follow other people coding in my opinion. But I'm tempted to make this a panic. But you have this Marshall function too, which can very easily fail. So I think you need to have an error. But this would be a very bad error to get. That's why I was thinking of making it panic. I guess we're just we'll have to make this a little bit more complicated. It's really only a problem for the unit test though, I think. T2 error. 4, 5, 6. I1 error. Make Ah. T2. I3 error. Oops. What keyboard is this? This is an Iris 6, I think. You can get it on here. They have newer versions, which are probably nicer and maybe have better things. But I think I either have the 6 or the 7 Rev 6 or Rev 7. I mean, I like it overall though. It's been pretty nice. It's never failed on me or anything like that. So I love how we're still doing the hand cam, which started as a joke. Yeah, of course. Also, welcome Paula to the stream. Was it a joke? Do you guys like the hand cam, or is it annoying? I can turn it off. This goes here. We need more cams. Foot cam next. But you have to subscribe to my only newts for that. All right, Joe, let's take a look. Wait, what are the numbers again? Or maybe you answered in Discord. I can read it after. In bottom right is priority. Nice. I can't really tell what's going on, but it definitely looks cool. I guess red is what you're searching for. Green is maybe what you visited, or maybe white's what you or white's where you are right now. Gotcha. That sounds like a star. Cost equals distance from start. I'm amazed you don't have any more space on your hard drive for recording though. That's kind of hilarious. White where you are right now. Red is the neighbors I'm looking. Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. Nice. Is it a star? Am I right in saying that? Yes, a star. Gotcha. Cool. Cool. Oh wow, that just worked. Pre-encoding the unions. I actually kind of like this. Because now you can pass around unions of your data types and like mess with those however you want. Unmake them, make them, or whatever. They're a little bit just like boxed values, I guess. I have a similar sort of concept in my ECS framework too, but it uses strings rather than IDs. Let's see if run works. Oh. Yeah. Oh, that's right. We changed yeah, now that we've changed world update, a lot of stuff's gonna break here. But it looks like the serialization stuff was working. So I guess let's go through these and, you know, just figure them out. The one weird thing, though, that I'm not really sure about I think what I'm going to do, actually, is I'm going to set up my packages like this, kind of. I think I want to have a package, which is like the very base union stuff, which is super generic. And then I'm going to have my certes package, which knows about the different types that the game uses. And this is going to be like some singleton thing just for serializing and deserializing. That way in my certes package, all I have to do is define all of the things that need to get serialized. And then this stuff has no idea about it, but this stuff will know all about it. And then this stuff doesn't need to know about it, but he also doesn't inject it in because it's being injected in at this point. So I'm going to do that, I think. So instead of passing like a union, I guess what that looks like practically is instead of adding a union builder back here that builds the union, I'm literally going to do this. Do I have encoder here? I have certes.world update. I don't like... This is like my message union, right? And then I have another union for, I guess it's technically a union builder, but I don't even think I need these mutexes anymore. A star, YA star, fast. A star is fast. A star might be one of the, I don't think it's the fastest in all situations, but I think it is like generally the fastest pathfinding you can do. I guess if you get your like heuristic function set up properly, it probably is the fastest. I don't know. I don't remember. I'm trying to think of a way to make this easy. So if I ever want to encode a world, if I want to start encoding a world data, oh, I guess here technically I want to do the opposite. So I do need to, this is where I need to start adding the routing stuff that I mentioned. Because this is trying to pull out, or no, this is unrelated. Oh, actually, that's kind of interesting. I kind of do that, which I'm not a huge fan of this. But we're looping through this comp list, which is really just a union list now. We're trying to add on another component to it basically, so that when we send the update over, wait, ECS.write. Oh, this is the one that listens on this on the network channel. So we can't do ECS.write in the same way. We have to decode this first. Update.delete, delete, update.delete. Delete list is fine. So I guess technically what I would do here is I would do something like this. That was the old way. This is technically the union list. Well, we wouldn't do the appending here. We'd have to make another list. And we would say something like, let's see. We would say something like list is make list of ecs.c component, Then we have to for I in range comp list, which is all of our unions. List equals append list. And then we need to convert the component list into, or convert the unions into components, each one at a time. It feels like a lot of effort though. But I do want to batch them together. I just feel like this is going to be somewhat of a common operation. I don't need these anymore. I don't need this anymore. I don't need these anymore. Don't need this. Don't need these. Cool. It's hard because I can unmake this union. Like I can do comp list I. Then I get an any type. But then I need to wrap that into I need to wrap that into a component and then push it into this list. So I'm like converting from one union type to kind of another union type, which is a little bit weird. List equals append. I kind of hate this. I don't know. Like unwrapping components each time, it might get kind of painful. Especially if all I want to do is pass around these world update messages, you know? But I also don't really want my code here to know about doing stuff like this. I'd rather this be more of a like I don't know, managed thing for me. But I kind of need, if I want to do that router idea, I kind of need to have this. And it makes the serialization stuff way, way easier. But I think it, does that just make my, update world update? So here, this is going to be union. Oh, this is a UN32 now. Where's comp list? Oh, let's just copy this. Oops. Return to a package, please call it Union of Time. That's actually a really cool package name, but I have a feeling that's going to be a rough one. I might do this actually. Union of Time. Do I have the encoder? No, I don't. Oh, the encoder's mostly captured in the network stuff. Hmm. Speech dot handle sent. What is that? Speech? That's fine. Then I can do something like this. That's not so bad, right? The only downside is pulling it out seems kind of complicated. Well, actually, I wonder if the only reason that this is a problem, oh, because I do this, ECS.write. Yeah, so this does all the, let's see, serve proxy connection is what formats all of this data to send it on the channel. But what this could do, all of the work should probably be done here. And not in here. Except for maybe deleting. Yeah. Like all of the formatting work should be done in this thread. Then we push it to here, it should just get like thrown straight in. I shouldn't have to do like these appending things and stuff like that. Deleting I have to do. That was the idea. So then in here, I'll have to form some other, like I think the problem is I'm using Certi's world update to pass messages between these two systems. But I shouldn't be using this serialized form. I should be using a more internalized form. This should handle all the deserialization stuff. Or like, not the deserialization, I guess technically deserialization, but it should handle the like pulling data out of the network. And then it should be pushing them onto the channel. So this is probably needs to change. That's what needs to change, I think. I need to have like an internal world update type, I think. Does that mean I need to have 2 types for everything? Because if so, that's kind of annoying. You have the serialized one and you have the internal one. It's just hard for those internal components. I wonder if I add a... I'm trying to think of a good way to capture this. Because eventually I want this to be like a handler function, right? And you receive some message and you call this lambda for world updates. In this handler, I guess in this handler, I do almost all of the, like I really don't need, all I really need is the delete list and the component list, huh? Yeah, like right here, all I'm doing is setting that. I'm not setting like tick or anything like that. So I guess it does kind of make sense to have an internal messaging type for that, just for things like this. Because really what this is really just a system that interacts with the world. That apply, like this is a system that applies updates to the world, but I need to do it in a thread safe way. So this was kind of my solution for that. I even think long term, I probably won't do it this way. I'll probably do something more, I'll probably do something similar. I'll probably embed it inside of the ECS library though. I think I need like an ECS update type. And in Bevy they have like a command, they have like a command type that they use. Where is it? I don't know. They have like ECS commands. I wonder what they have. Like spawn, for example. Like that's kind of what I'm doing in some situations. I'm spawning it, but it's mostly writes. Mostly writes and deletes I'm trying to apply. And it's really hard to apply those thread safe. They apply it after every single system runs though. Whereas I apply mine when I receive network updates. But this sort of thing could be used in a more generic way, I think. What do you have? Add command. What is a command? No, I want this. Command of type C. What is the command type? Commands. Maybe I just misread. Maybe there is no command type. Oh, add command, command. There we go. Right. So all this does is it writes stuff. I wonder if we can do deletes as well. Like this is very close to what I need. Yeah, it's just a world mutation. Yeah, so I'll probably do something similar to this. I'll probably bake it in my ECS library. I think a queue is fine. It might not be as performant as if I did like a mutex protected slice though. I don't know actually. I wonder if there's any reason to make this network specific though. The problem is I have this thread here, which is unrelated to executing systems. It's in some other Go routine. And I want to just push commands into the ECS world. And then those ones I want to have get executed. Let me think about this. I'm going to go get some water. I'll be right back. All right. Oh, sorry for the banging on my desk. I dropped my phone. I think I'll do something like this. And I think I'm gonna add a note up here that says like, I don't like the fact that I apply last update here. Last update is used to track like entities that haven't been updated over the network in a while. And I don't like the fact that I'm doing it here and I'm not doing it here. And it makes me wonder if there was a good reason for that. It's really only for clients. Or does the server use it? Hmm. But I'm gonna put this, I'm gonna push this into this code, into the like network processing code to do this kind of, this kind of represents a greater pattern of trying to apply commands to the world in a thread safe manner. Maybe integrate this into the ECS library. But really all that needs to happen is instead of sending a world update over, I need to build some other thing. Which means that this channel type needs to change. And this needs to be something called MMO dot ECS update. And this is going to represent I don't want to keep this at all. No. I guess I can still do this technically, because now I'm going to be passing this ECS update over instead of world update. Which is going to have this type. A list of ECS components. And then a list of ECS IDs. No, this is ECS update network channel. We read it, we get that, we apply all the writes, we apply all the deletes. And yeah, that should be good. However, that means that'll cause a lot more things to break. Memo. Oh, we already are in this package. Filter chat messages. This should be a lot easier now. What is this in? Oh, this is in the proxy. T.world data. Oh, this is in the proxy. This is for filtering. On the world update, we really need to get the component that has, like, we need to build a component handler that handles this type, and then we have to go through all the components, right? I'm gonna skip this one. This is actually an interesting thing though, because we have a world update, and this is the proxy. The proxy doesn't have to do that much on things. But World data. It really just wants to like replace, in this case, all it wants to do is replace one message with another. So we want to unwrap this as minimally as possible. But, and I guess how I'm doing right now is I'm unwrapping it completely. All I really need to do is go through this. These are not union types though. I guess really isn't that complicated. Oops, I thought I copied this, but I guess I didn't though. Oh, sorry, I have to send a text message. I forgot to send it. All right, text message is sent. So now we have this comp slice, which is actually a union slice. I'm not going to rename it just yet though. Case. Well, so we need to unmake the union. It's hard. I guess I need to have the routing layer be added to the SerDes package. Because what I'm thinking is that I can't make a new union builder out here and then use it, you know? I need to have the union builder inside of the SerDes package. Where did that go? I don't think I'm gonna be able to finish this today. This is actually a lot bigger of a project than I thought it was gonna be. It's just like because we changed one thing, we're ending up changing a lot of things. We'll need to make a message router that reflects on the right type, and then we want to handle that a certain way, you know? And in our case, we want to filter that and then re-add it to the thing. So I'll need to figure out this interface a little bit better. But it's almost 11, so I'm probably gonna hop off, unfortunately. But we will finish this, I swear. I swear. And even if by finishing it, we stop doing it. But hopefully we'll get this working. I don't think it's out of reach. I just think I think there's a few API weirdnesses that I gotta work through still, so. No, you have to continue. The board has decided. Or what? Disciplinary action will be applied. Could you imagine? Good thing Joey doesn't run my company. I'd wake up in terror every morning. What's he gonna do this time? Indeed. Alright guys, it was fun. It was fun while it lasted. But I'll see you I'll probably stream on Thursday still. You got a Monday stream too, so a little extra sauce there. Which is good. So yeah, I don't know. We can't complain too much, right? Yeah, Monday stream was nice. That was a good one. I made more progress then than I did today, I think. Actually, I'm pretty happy with, I think, the direction that we're going in with this. It's just, man, whenever I have to deal with like any types and things like that, it gets really, really messy really, really fast. It's so hard. I feel like there's just no good way of doing it. This is where like having an enum would just be so nice. Because I could just write a, actually, could you write a dynamic match statement for an enum in Rust? I'm sure there's a way. Thanks, JJ, I appreciate it. I'm sure you'll get far on your projects. I like seeing your updates of your Cobra Kai website. They're looking good. Yeah, dynamic match statement. I guess when I say dynamic match statement, I mean like what I meant is the handlers for the matches. Yeah. Like if I have a match statement, do I have to write all my code there? Or can I pass in something to build a match statement? I guess I could do that with some sort of macro probably. I'm sure there's a way to do that. I'd be interested to look at how Rust does their HTTP routers, like their HTTP router layer. I guess they might use strings as well. I'm not sure. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. But anyways, boys, it was fun. I'll see you all probably on Thursday. So yeah. I'll see you then. And I'll be around generally. So yeah. See you guys.